Welcome back. In the wake of the Boston bombings, the suspect's Chechen roots are being scrutinized.
A local professor who has spent 2 decades studying Chechnya is familiar with extremists in the region that have engaged in jihad. New at 5, 10 News reporter Marianne Martinez joins us with how those Russian extremists are linked to the Middle East. Marianne.
Well, Itika, the 2 Boston bombing suspects have ties to Chechnya. It's a region in Russia known for its bloody conflict with that country, but it also has ties to countries in the Middle East.
Horrific bombings that left 3 innocent people dead and injured and maimed countless others. It remains unclear what may have motivated the suspects, 2 brothers with ties to Chechnya. Their uncle tried to distance his nephew's actions from a Chechen connection.
It has nothing to do with Chechnya.
But a UC San Diego professor who spent 20 years researching Chechnya says some in the region have become radicalized. He even wrote a book called The Chechnya Jihad in 2011. The region has fought for its independence from Russia for decades.
There were Chechen fighting in Afghanistan with the Taliban. First with the independence movement and then with the Taliban.
Fighting with the Mujahideen, which included Osama bin Laden.
There was infiltration from Saudi Arabia into Chechnya.
The region is largely Muslim. Dr. Meyers says extremists were reawakened after a brutal suppression in 2002. 2 years later, Islamic separatists held a school in the town of Beslan hostage, eventually killing 380 people.
The main enemy was Russia. Then they felt that the world had abandoned them. Europe didn't do anything because Europe needed Russian oil, and nobody took a strong stance to defend them. This grew into a rage, and I think a rage against the West.
Counterterrorism expert Glenn Wynn says a recent trip abroad may be key to the investigation.
We also have to remember that his brother had gone back to Chechnya for a 6-month period of time and returned this past year. So what went on during that 6-month period of time?
Now, the family moved to the United States about a decade ago. The younger brother became a U.S. citizen last year on September 11th. Marianne Martinez, 10 News.